You know what I'm saying? That's, yeah, you try to punish this. You try to punish that, yeah. You make inches. You put his chin in there when you do that shit. That's what I think.
We did how many rounds? We probably did at least 8
Yeah, but you in the bag for about 8 too.
Yeah.
Good.
Tank is diving into one of the most intense no-nonsense training camps of his life, ahead of the explosive August 16th rematch with Lamont Roach Jr. The controversial draw on March 1st didn't just frustrate Davis and his team, it rocked the entire boxing community. Now, Tank's back in camp, armed with a ruthless mindset and a fire that's even shaken Coach Calvin Ford. Behind the scenes, it's crystal clear Team Davis is leaving zero room for error this time.
Can't even see who it is. Hey, who is the dude? Who is the dude?
And that right there is why Gervonta Davis fight.
Calvin Ford is approaching this camp with pure intensity. This isn't about defending a title or chasing a routine win. It's about delivering a statement so brutal the boxing world won't forget it. What's more, the camp's entire philosophy has shifted since the first fight. Instead of dwelling on the past, they've dissected every flaw and rebuilt Tank's preparation from the ground up. Calvin has layered Tank's training with surgical precision. Pad work is now relentless, pushing speed, endurance, and calculated aggression. Moreover, sessions emphasize advanced ring IQ, brutal situational counters, and devastating combinations. The message is clear: Lamont Roach Jr. won't see the same Tank Davis on fight night. He'll face a ruthless, evolved predator ready to dominate every second of the war.
Now, he's trying to please the fans possibly and take this fight versus Lamont Roach in a rematch. You know, is it even worth it to please the fans who are going to love you one minute, hate you the next? They're going to love him this minute, they're going to hate him next minute. Oh, I don't like it. He can fight Lamont Roach, and they're going to say, well, he's supposed to knock Lamont.
The results inside Tank Davis's camp are nothing short of ferocious. His pad work has reached such brutal intensity that it's reportedly taking a physical toll on Calvin Ford. Moreover, insiders reveal Tank's punches are so powerful and relentless that Ford's hands are now battered. This isn't casual preparation. Davis is training with a raw fury, determined not just to edge out rounds, but to utterly dominate them. On the other hand, this overwhelming output stems from genuine frustration over the first fight, fueling a fire that can't be faked.
He's not there to play around. He's trying to smoke you. That's what life's supposed to be about. Roach is not just your average everyday opponent. Roach is a person who knows Tank, who's been around Tank his whole life. This is a different fight. You can't put Roach to the side like this. I'm sorry. Now, I'm not saying that he's going to win the fight. I don't know that. But Roach cannot be this.
Frank Martin, brutally knocked out by Gervonta Davis, is backing him to destroy Lamont Roach with ease in the rematch. Moreover, he's not alone. Fighters like Ryan Garcia and Raleigh Romero are cheering too. On the flip side, it's not pure loyalty driving this support. A dominant Tank win protects their own battered reputations, but a shocking Davis loss would brutally expose them all, unraveling the fragile pride they still cling to.
They're trying to give that fight more of a, like, oh, it's going to be a good fight, but no, Roach is a decent fighter, but Tank gonna dog him. Tank gonna dog him.
Rolly Romero couldn't stay silent. Lamont Roach turned the ring into a war zone, giving Gervonta Davis far more than expected. Meanwhile, Roach stayed ice cold under fire, rattling one of boxing's biggest stars. But here's where things explode. Davis bizarrely dropped to a knee without a punch landing. No knockdown, no explanation. The truth is, if it had counted, everything could have changed. On the other hand, this isn't just hype anymore, it's a grudge match, a battle for justice. The boxing world demands answers, and this rematch promises fireworks.
Roach is a fucking tremendous fighter, bruh. He's a really good fighter, man, dude. He beat Hector Garcia, and then, you know, he took the belt from him, and he came up, you know, and I know he's a lot more durable and stronger at 135, you know?
He's also seen Tank the most in previous fights before.
Like they already had.
Frank Martin didn't see it coming. Lamont Roach fired back with a blistering response that flipped the entire narrative. Meanwhile, what Martin dismissed as an easy prediction turned into a war of words as Roach boldly declared he refuses to be underestimated. Moreover, this isn't just trash talk, it's a statement of intent. On the other hand, the tension between camps has now reached a boiling point, setting the stage for a rematch charged with bad blood and explosive stakes.
Whatever he decides to do, I'm going to support him.
You guys are there?
Yeah.
And it's going to be, again, all three of you, right? Nothing new, nothing else?
You know, time will tell. Time will tell.
There might be something else?
Kenny Ellis didn't just speak, he unleashed pure fire. Meanwhile, his words cut through Lamont Roach like a blade, setting the tone for what's coming. On the other hand, Ellis revealed that Team Tank Davis isn't approaching this as just another fight. It's personal now. Moreover, he made it crystal clear the entire squad is returning with venom in their veins, but here's the twist. Ellis hinted that something new is brewing behind closed doors. Whether it's a tactical masterstroke or an unseen weapon, the message is brutal. Roach isn't stepping into a fight, he's walking straight into a calculated storm. Without a doubt, this isn't promotional hype anymore. This was a direct, bone-chilling warning from a camp determined to erase any doubts.
Lamont Roach, throwing his hands fast as hell. He's in the gym preparing. I think the rematch with Roach versus Gervonta can actually be more exciting.
Gervonta Davis is storming back with vengeance burning in his veins, fueled by brutal critiques from legends like Crawford and Shields. The truth is, this isn't about defending a title, it's about violently silencing every voice that questioned his greatness. On the other hand, Lamont Roach enters the rematch carrying the fury of a controversial ending. Many believe he was robbed of a career-defining victory by shady officiating. Now he's returning with unfinished business and a point to prove. Moreover, with the August rematch confirmed, this has transformed into a full-scale war. Promoters are buzzing, analysts are fiercely divided, and the fans are baying for blood. Without a doubt, when that bell rings, chaos will explode. Davis craves revenge, Roach demands redemption. The arena will tremble, the division will be shaken, and the boxing world will witness a fight destined to leave scars. The moment of truth is fast approaching. This battle won't end quietly.
The rematches that you fought?
0.
What do you have to do to create enough separation where this don't happen again?
Whew, that's a good question. It's going to be based on my training camp. I have to push myself a little harder. If that didn't get me the win, and I have room. I definitely have room. I'm not going to lie, I have room.
You believe you fought the best Gervonta, or do you think he got some more gear?
100% for a fact. I think he might have some more gears, but I fought the best Gervonta.
Even beyond boxing circles, controversy is erupting, and rapper Jilly.Kid just threw fuel on the fire. In a searing Fight Hype interview, he exposed a critical flaw in Gervonta Davis's camp, the glaring absence of longtime trainer Calvin Ford and key coach Kenny Ellis during the fight. Instead, an unfamiliar face led the corner, a move Gilly blasted as a reckless gamble. He argued that if something isn't broken, there's no reason to fix it, yet this change may have rattled Tank and disrupted his rhythm. Moreover, with the rematch looming, whispers of instability and poor decisions are swirling around Davis's team. On the other hand, if Tank's corner isn't unified and razor sharp this time, Roach could exploit every crack. The truth is, this rematch won't just be fought in the ring, it'll be won or lost in the corner. The entire boxing world will be watching every move.
Gervonta had a bad night. I look for a tough fight in the next fight, but I still see Gervonta winning. I think Gervonta will win in a little easier this time. But Roach is a heck of a fighter. He's going to give everybody a hard, anybody that fights is going to give a hard time. But I do think that Davis had a
story now goes far beyond the fight itself. Gervonta Davis's entire support system is under a microscope, but the sudden shift in corner personnel before such a pivotal bout has sparked serious concerns. Fans and analysts alike are questioning why longtime trainers Calvin Ford and Kenny Ellis were missing from their usual roles, wondering if this absence mentally and strategically affected Davis. In boxing, the bond between fighter and corner can be the deciding factor between victory and defeat. This unexpected change might have rattled Davis at a crucial moment, disrupting his focus and performance when it mattered most, adding a significant layer of complexity to the upcoming rematch. The pressure is mounting like never before.
Why? Because he's not a big name, and he's a good fighter. And he's an underrated fighter that not a lot of people know.
Oh, wait, that's good matchmaking.
Don't get me wrong, for the fan, great, you get a real fight. But what I'm saying is, you don't take risk against someone that's not going to give you the reward. If he beats Lamont Roach, everyone goes, he's a super feather. Who was Lamont Roach?
Yeah, fair.
Now he, potentially could have lost, and everyone's like, Tank's finished. You know what I'm saying? Well, it gives him the storyline to come back and take another fight. So really, if you're the PBC or someone like that, you're actually now thinking.
The controversy surrounding their first fight, from questionable scoring to that baffling knee incident, has turned this rematch into an absolute must-watch event. The stakes couldn't be higher for both fighters. For Gervonta Davis, it's about defending his legacy. A second loss could shatter his chances for future mega fights, damage his marketability, and completely erode his aura of invincibility. On the other hand, Lamont Roach knows a second win would silence all doubters, prove his rise is no accident, and cement his place among the division's elite, shaking up the entire welterweight hierarchy. This isn't just a fight, it's a career-defining war that will alter boxing's landscape. What's your take on this explosive rematch? Drop your thoughts below and subscribe to stay locked in on every twist and turn of this intense battle.